So good morning, everybody, and welcome to Get Started Connecticut. This is sort of as we kick off the Business Expo today, which I really like because the Business Expo really seems to be about, it's a day-long session of intensive shop talk that we all never get a chance to indulge in normally, and here we are. And it's not only permitted, it's encouraged. So that's always fun. And just so you know, and I'm just going to get things started here and vamp a little bit because I know there are still some folks waiting to take their seats. So I'm Joe Zweibel, and I'm the owner and the founding publisher of the Hartford Business Journal. And this session is really near and dear to my heart because, of course, our job is to provide information and resources that business people in Hartford and in Connecticut can use in print, online, in person, and with many events just like today, the Connecticut Business Expo. And want to start out by just welcoming you all to the Business Expo. I'm really happy to get this thing started, Get Started in Connecticut, which is being presented by Cox Business, our good friends and partners at Cox Business. Yeah, it's okay. You can applaud. That's right. Yeah. So I want to tell you, Cox Business has been a great partner and an amazing supporter of the Hartford Business Journal and this community, and I think that's very important to note, for many, many years. We're really thrilled about this pairing with Inc. magazine and Cox Business to bring us this event. And we thought it would really be an interesting way to recognize local companies that are showcasing new and innovative ideas. We all talk about innovation these days, and we're all thinking about innovation these days, as well as a really great way to kick off that day of networking and learning, which this day represents. So I want to thank all of you guys from Cox Business, and the ladies too, I don't mean that in a gender-specific way. Everyone from Cox Business, I want to thank all of you guys. And today's panelists for what I know is going to be a really informative and thought-provoking session. And congratulations are in order for the 5 lucky finalists who have been selected to make their pitches today. Are you guys ready? Okay, just want to make sure. So now it's my pleasure to welcome Roger Iannetta to the dais. Roger is the marketing director for Cox Business, and he's going to get things kick-started here on Get Started in Connecticut. Okay? So thank you all very much. Roger.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Joe. Good morning and welcome to Great Started Connecticut. This is going to be a fun event. It's a fantastic way to really kick off the expo following the morning breakfast. So Cox's goal is to connect business customers to the things that drive the success of their organization. Critical to the success of all businesses are connections. Physical network connections that Cox Business provides, and also relational connections with your customers, suppliers, partners, investors, and in the communities you serve. So we've put together Get Started to encourage new connections and grow existing ones. We had nearly 40 businesses apply, which is a phenomenal number. Unfortunately, we could only select 5 today to pitch their business, and those 5 are here today. We thank you for coming, and we know you have some very, very interesting stories to tell, and we're looking forward to it. We hope that you'll all be able to take away some beneficial insights for your business from each other and our incredible panel of experts. Today's panel will provide diverse perspectives as they represent business leadership, investment, marketing, and journalism. All of them have played a role in helping countless small businesses succeed in the marketplace. I also want to thank Inc. magazine. Inc. has been promoting entrepreneurs for 30 years and have been a great partner in helping us put this event together today. And last but not least, I'd also like to thank the Hartford Business Journal for allowing us to have Get Started at this event here in Connecticut today and for putting on a fantastic showcase of events that really show the best of business in Connecticut. So again, thank you for choosing to share your morning with us. If you're tweeting, we ask that you please use our hashtag, GetStartedCT, no spaces. And we're going to show you a quick video before we turn it over to Eric Markowitz from Inc. Magazine. Thank you.
It's 4 million business users. It's 800,000 business phone lines. It's 50 million calls routed every day. It's reliable voice, data, video, and transport, serving 71% of Fortune 500 companies. It's over $7.5 billion invested in our self-owned hybrid fiber optic network. It's listening and responding with quality, value, service. It's a local commitment to you. It's Cox Business.
I guess that's my cue. Hi, everyone. My name is Eric Markowitz. I'm a reporter with Inc. Magazine. I write about startups, venture capital. We have a very interesting panel here today, some really great experts. I'll let them say a couple of words about themselves. But first, we have David Donlin with HubSpot, Leonora Valvo with eTouches, Josh Linkner, a venture capitalist with Detroit Venture Partners, and Norm Bell, an editor at the Hartford Business Journal. So I'd like the panelists to just give a couple of words about what they do and maybe what they're expecting to see today.
Yep. So hello, everyone. My name is David Donlin. I'm the Director of Enterprise Sales with HubSpot. HubSpot, we're a marketing software company based out of Cambridge, Massachusetts that helps small, mid-sized enterprise companies transform their marketing. And really what I'm excited to learn about today is with the 5 finalists, what are some of the innovative things that they're doing and some of the things that are going to be new in the market that's going to help transform some of your businesses and other businesses out there today?
I'm Leonora Valvo. I'm CEO of eTouches. We're headquartered in Norwalk, Connecticut. eTouches is an event automation platform, so really designed to help anyone putting on events or meetings manage information, attendee engagement, big data, everything about aggregating, collecting, and executing meetings and events. And this is my passion, helping people, talking to people who are starting up businesses, looking at what the best ways are to go forward is something I really enjoy. I'm on the YEI board and participate in these kinds of events when I can. And I look forward to seeing what you guys are up to.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Josh Linkner. I'm the CEO and Managing Director of Detroit Venture Partners. I have a confession to make. I love entrepreneurs. Over the last 20 years, I had the privilege to start, build, and sell 4 technology companies myself. Then 3 years ago, went to the dark side and became a venture investor. We've made 18 investments and all in the technology arena. And I also had the privilege to write a book on innovation and entrepreneurship. So this is absolutely my passion, and I'm really excited to hear what's going on here today.
Hi, I'm Norm Bell. I'm the editor of the Hartford Business Journal. Our founder, Joe Zweibel, told you a little bit about what we do. Among other things, we do this Expo. In another life, I was the editor of the Silicon Valley Business Journal, so I've spent a lot of time around innovation, startups, particularly tech stuff. I'm interested to see what we got, so let's lead on.
All right. We're going to get started in just a minute. Just to explain the format, each presenter will get 2.5 minutes to pitch their idea and their business. We're going to have 5 minutes of Q&A with the judges. And then after the 5 presenters, we'll have a general Q&A with the audience. So you'll get a chance to ask any of the panelists anything that's on your mind about your business or maybe to go a little bit deeper about some of the questions that the panelists had for our presenters. So let's get this started. The first presenter today is Edwin Sibesma. He's with Meeting King.
Thank you. Does the mic work? Better meetings with less effort. Who doesn't want that? Do you spend a lot of time in meetings? Do you feel that your meetings are as productive as they can be? I think we probably all have the same answers. According to research, we spend 25 to 60% of our time in meetings, and many are a waste of time. Now there is a solution. Hello, I'm Edwin Sibesma, and the last 20 years I've been involved in general management. First as VP of sales in large retail chains in the Netherlands and Peru, and then 10 years as CEO of WinZip, the compression utility. In those positions, I attended and chaired a lot of meetings, and often I was disappointed with their outcome. Participants were poorly prepared and there was limited or no follow-up. Successful meetings need a clear agenda, decisions should be documented, and tasks must be tracked. We all know how it's supposed to be done, but preparing, documenting, and following up by juggling email, Word, a separate task manager takes too much time. So we don't do it and continue to waste precious time and money. Well, not anymore. 2 years ago, I started developing Meeting King to help the world save time and get things done. Forget using 4 different tools and information that's scattered all around. Meeting King helps you from agenda preparation to task completion. You create your meeting request in Outlook or Google Calendar, and Meeting King automatically starts the agenda. You can use templates and attach files. In a series of meetings, the agenda will automatically include a summary with tasks from the previous meetings. During the meeting, you write short bullets and you save those as a note, a decision, or a task. And then at the end of the meeting, you can immediately email professional minutes without any additional work. To ensure things get done, Meeting King is also a very powerful task management tool. Project management tools are focused on one project. In Meeting King, you can combine and filter all information. To date, we have about 17,000 people that created an account and we generate revenue. Last week, we did a soft launch of version 2, very exciting, and the initial feedback is very encouraging. Of course, we still have a lot to do, but I'm confident that we are very close to nailing it, so it's time to start scaling it. All current users come just from being on the web and SEO efforts. The opportunity for this market is enormous. Our paying customers include schools, restaurant, hotel chains, a lot of small, medium-sized companies. We have the Mexican Stock Exchange. Even large insurance companies called me out of the blue because everybody wants to save money on meetings and get things done.
Okay. Thanks, Edwin. Any questions?
Edwin, so how much productivity is lost when businesses don't use your Meeting King tool?
Well, research from Wharton shows that only about 56% of the meetings is effective. And since it depends on what level of management you're in, but people spend between 25 and 60% of their time in meetings, well, if you throw away more than 40% of that time, that's a lot of time. In addition, if you want to do it properly, and certain companies certainly do, you have to spend a lot of time in preparing and documenting and following up. And all that time is going away with Meeting King because it works so much more efficiently.
Edwin, question for you. You mentioned your customer segments being very broad, everything from schools to governments. That's a lot of ground to cover. Tell us about your immediate 12-month go-to-market strategy, assuming that you've had additional capital. Who do you go first? Who do you go after first? And how do you get to them?
Well, I think the focus would be on small, medium businesses. I've actually been contacted by a lot of hotels or, well, companies that have chains. Like I used to be in retail in Holland. I was managing 80 stores. So what you do is, I think I would focus on those groups first. What you can do in Meeting King is, if you visit a store, you talk with the manager about inventory management, HR issues, real estate, local marketing campaigns. You do that during the week, and then at the end of the week, you go to the main office, you sit down with the HR guy, and what you can do then in Meeting King is simply filter out everything that has to do with HR. So it's a bit like an accounting system where you can say, all right, I want to know all the travel expenses from John for project ABC. You can do the same with Meeting King.
And just real quickly, what's the price point?
A single user license is $9.95. It goes down to $5 per user. Participants of meetings can access the meeting with a free account. So only the organizer has to have a pro account. Of course, there are some additional benefits to a pro account as well.
That's $9.95 a month?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have some customers that actually, the Los Angeles Unified School District paid a year in advance. I have actually a guy in Zimbabwe who paid me a year in advance for a 30 user license, so it's very exciting.
No, go ahead.
So is it currently PC-based or mobile-based, or is it both, or how?
It's a web-based application, and for the technical people, we use Twitter Bootstrap responsive design. So the web app works also on the iPad and mobile devices. It responses to that.
Norm?
You convinced me of the problem, but I'm not sure how your software is going to help me solve it. Isn't the biggest problem with the user?
Yes, but the biggest problem is that we all know how how we should run a meeting. We need to prepare, we need to create an agenda. But if you do that with your current tools, that means updating a Word document every time, then emailing that Word document again, linking to files in a different location. If you have a meeting with an outside party, you cannot use your internal system. So with Meeting King, you do everything in once, and since all the participants' email addresses are already on the agenda, you just click email agenda when you have an update. Attachments are right in there, so if you email the agenda, a user can just click the attachment and download it.
All right. Thank you, Edwin.
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to bring up Michael Vigent from Great Blue Research. And if you're wondering what we're scribbling on, we have 3 criteria that the judges are looking for. The first one is originality and innovation. The second is ease of implementation for the business. And the third is extent to which the community can benefit. So that's what these judges are keeping in mind throughout the pitch and throughout the questions. So, Michael?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here to the panelists. We very much appreciate the opportunity to present. So, President and CEO of Great Blue Research, one of the things that we realized that sports sponsorship equate to roughly a $40.2 billion industry annually worldwide. Of that $42 billion industry, golf alone equates to $750 million per year annually just here in the golf market. So what's the problem? A lot of that sponsorship is made up of sponsors, folks that sponsor events all day long. The problem is they don't always know who is in their seats, why they sat in those seats, what the experience was like, were they engaged, are they coming back? Are they willing to re-engage with that organization? And most importantly, are they a potential prospect for the organizers of that event? So our focus specifically with the golf problem is attacking the golf market. We believe there are 3 audiences for our product. 1, the tournament organizers, the tournament directors, the folks who are running these events. The sponsors, the folks that are paying the money to be here and bring in their guests to entertain them. And last but not least, let's not forget the fan. So all of these folks, all 3 groups, have expectations. When they leave that event, when they enter that event, they have those expectations. What we don't know is what those expectations are. Are they met? Were they undermet, or were they exceeded? Our solution does just that. As a 50-year combined industry experience, our company has focused on providing actionable insight through research, through data to our clients since 1979. I didn't join the firm at that time. I've been with them for 14 years. So the way that we address these challenges is we developed a concept. It's a technology-based concept, but really brings the insight and the resources of a full-service market research group to the table. Because while there's a lot of platforms out there, and many of them work, what we learned through speaking with golf industry professionals, including tournament directors, golf's governing body, as well as sponsors, we learned that a lot of times they don't have time to get to know the software or the platform that they're using. Our solution does that for them with their input and provides that solution with actionable data to make sure those sponsors stay engaged with their tournaments, because if they don't, those tournaments lose revenue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Josh.
So I understand that the 3 audiences you serve, I still don't understand what you do.
Okay, so we are a full-service market research firm. We do everything from collect data, both mobily, digitally, electronically, through the web, on phone, in person. We take all that data and develop action plans and action items for our client base and help them develop really and identify what's next for their business.
And if you were going to say what percentage is human talent and professional services versus technology of the business?
That's been a big shift in our industry over the last 10 years. And over the last 5 years specifically, there's been a big shift to both mobile and web. I would say it's probably closing in on 50-50. The problem in our industry at this point is that technologically, you still get a lot of highly motivated folks, really happy, really angry, and you miss the traditional bell curve scenario. So that's where the phone and some of the in-person comes into play.
So is the software to collect the data, is that yours, or are you using a bunch of tools like Google Analytics and stuff out there?
We are in process of developing the platform, and Leonora, we may want to talk with you after today is done. We've developed the concept, we've tested this process and this product, we know it works, we know it's desired. The platform is really the next stage of where we're going, so that's part of why we're here today.
So just so I'm clear, if someone's sponsoring a golf tournament, they would somehow capture who's going to get those tickets to come to their booth or section or whatever they're sponsoring.
Absolutely. It's part event management, so it's part of the ticket management scenario, but also helps identify expectations before those folks get to the event, but also tracks the expectations and how they were met for the event afterwards, but it also provides real-time data to the tournament advisors or the tournament directors. For example, if only half of the tickets were utilized at that particular event, the tournament director knows that that particular client is not utilizing all their tickets. Therefore, the sales team and the tournament organizers can help that sponsor make sure that they're getting the most out of the event and the tickets that they've paid for.
I'm not sure I follow the real-time aspect. What software are you latching onto to figure this out?
So that's where we're in talks right now with development groups to develop a portal that allows the sponsor to log in real time and identify where their tickets are, what the data's telling them, but also that links with the tournament organizers and the goals that they have in terms of expectations.
Are you pulling in any social media, like
Absolutely.
Twitter and Facebook?
Absolutely. So in our world, we have the ability to social media mine and track in our data, in our research platform, what's happening through either geo mapping or geo targeting, as well as hashtags and things of that nature.
Huh.
And then are you comparing to a data set so that you can help those sponsors work out how to get more people to use the tickets that they've bought for the next
What
event?
we've learned from most of our industry professionals in the golf world is that right now they don't have a lot of data. So it's the combination of developing what they have, but then our in-house analysts will help them identify and compare to information that they may have from past tournaments. So it's both. So we can compare against the existing data that they may have, but the research that we've done and the vetting that we've done with the tournament directors in the golf industry, most of them are saying, we don't have data, we need it. And that's where this concept was developed.
Yeah, I just need to make a full disclosure moment here. We've known Great Blue and its predecessor name at the Hartford Business Journal for a number of years. In fact, we're a partner with them, so I'm going to bow out of this conversation.
We understand, Norm. Thank you.
I just have one more quick question. There's other market research firms in the world, clearly. There's plenty other, I assume, in this particular industry. What makes you special? What makes you different? Why are you a category of one?
Right now, it's a very minimally attacked product line. There's very few companies going after this, but our staff has an extensive experience in the golf industry, both with course management companies as well as Golf Digest. So we understand the industry very well. We've done work in the industry for a number of years now. This is not a product that was developed overnight. It's been tested and it's been piloted for a number of years now.
Great, thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
All right, we're going to bring up Say It Forward. It's Sandra Centurino. So far, we've seen 2 software companies, and I think we're going to diverge a bit now.
People will always have something to say, and what they say really matters to us. In fact, you will probably all agree that negative sells, and that's just how the world operates. It seems that the theme on television is constantly pessimistic. Hi, my name is Sandra Centurino, And it all began when my daughter Stephanelli and I became full. We were constantly frustrated with the steady diet of negative messages. The world is difficult enough, and people are seeking meaning. This is why Say It Forward was born. Say It Forward is a for-profit social enterprise which specializes in creating products that spread positivity. The menu of products we offer trigger a personal connection that is currently unavailable in cyberspace. Each item is full of lasting messages using what people have to say in creating our collections of different themes. The messages are crowdsourced via online social media and at special events. The products are then served in a creative and interactive way. The people will buy, share, and love. Our products might not change the entire world, but they will change someone's world. We are convinced that positivity can be profitable. We currently offer an online menu of retail items and have plans for special event sales, corporate partnerships, online ads, and coupon deals will also be sources of income. Say It Forward believes in giving back, and we are adopting charity partners where we will design custom collections to raise funding and help spread awareness of their cause. I hope you're hungry for some inspiration, because today I am serving you one of our specialties and main products, Say It Forward cards. They fit in the palm of your hand, and I invite you to take a few, say it forward, by passing them on to others today at the Connecticut Business Expo. You can witness for yourself the sparkle they add to someone's day. Join the movement today by visiting sayitforward.me, follow us on social media, and take a few minutes on our site to view our short YouTube video. And be sure to leave us your favorite quote. I would like to end with my own Say It Forward quote. You never know how or when you might touch another life. Thank you.
That was a perfectly timed pitch. So I'll start with a question. Who's a typical customer, and why would they decide to buy this?
Okay. Our typical customer is a female, although males have been saying it forward. The products are fun, they're interactive, they make a difference, they make people smile, and it's kind of like a cross between a greeting card and a fortune cookie, but people take part in it and they participate.
I guess my question is, people buy greeting cards for specific events. So what's going to be the event that's going to trigger this purchase?
I don't think it's going to be a specific event. I think it's for any occasion, because people have something to say, whether it's a quote from a grandmother or something from a famous celebrity that they know. So just kind of taking what they have to say and putting it on a card, whether it's a theme of inspiration or a theme of courage or a theme of friendship, and that's how we'll kind of sell it. If that answers your question.
So, oh, sorry, please.
No, sorry.
So, are you just selling these little things, or is it?
The whole product line is down on the portable cart down here. We have price ranges from like $3 to $29.97. We actually have we put it in a menu form. So I don't know if you wanted to pass it.
Sure, I'll pass this around.
So we have them packaged in fun, creative ways. So there's like a jar full with 100 cards of an inspiration theme. And we found that people will put it on their desk at work. I had a certified public accountant put it on her desk at tax time, and she said, I passed it around every morning. We all shared a quote. It cheered us up. It kind of bonded us and made us happy. There's a small little container that someone can take on the go if they're at a meeting and they're handing their business card out, and then take a Say It Forward card and spread a little positivity.
So what's the plan to scale? I mean, are people just going to find this online and buy it? Do you have a shop? Or you want to put this in every Hallmark?
Yeah, right now we have, it's just online specifically right now, and we would like to at some point team up with corporations and have ads, have a way that they can put a coupon from their company, any type business, whether it's a Subway or an Aetna insurance company or a Cox business, and they'll put a coupon, or I guess we'll call them a coupon, a card right in with the packaging. So if a person buys a jar, they get an extra added benefit, and the win-win for the corporation would be they might get business or be able to spread the word for their company.
Is there a virtual sort of viral strategy as well. You said females were your market.
Yeah.
And what age group?
We actually have two groups that we're dealing with right now. The 18 to 30-year-olds. I have two daughters that are 19 and 23, and I call them millennials, right? That group are more of the curators. So they're collecting the messages, whether it's at a college sorority party or, you know, a team building type experience, and they're all into social media. So they can text us their message. They can go online. Those are the people that we want to use as our market to curate the messages, although anyone could leave a quote. And we found that most of the people that purchase the item are more 30 to 60-year-old females, you know, for gift items, corporate gifts, and that kind of thing. Yep.
So if I'm hearing you right, there's really no cost to develop the message itself. You're curating them.
Exactly, and that's why we feel that our company is special and different and creative, because everyone has something to say, like I started out by saying, and we want to take what that is and make it lasting, because I found out just, you know, through my children and just life in general, we're constantly texting. We're constantly on our mechanical device. I'm guilty of it. I'm at dinner, I don't even look at my husband anymore half the time because I'm looking at something on my computer. So it's bringing that back to creating the message, but also making a connection. So now we're handing that card to someone, and we get to see them, we get to interact with them, versus just texting or whatever.
Yeah, but doesn't that subject you to an incredible amount of free competition?
I'm not sure if I understand the question.
If I can get it for free from the same place you are, why am I paying you for it?
I think the idea is the movement aspect, in my opinion. So people are not only buying our product, but they're becoming part of a movement, which is the big picture, and that's to spread positivity.
So that was my question. It's a good segue. Talk about a movement.
Yeah.
Help me. So imagine you had no restraints. You had plenty of capital. You had all the resources that you need. How does this become big? How does this become a movement that Angelina Jolie's behind? That takes over the Life is Good franchise?
That's
just
why I'm
becomes
here,
huge.
Josh. I need you.
But what is your thinking? So how do you go from beyond what's on the card today to something massive?
I think the way that we can tailor that is specific collections. Like, just an example could be if we do connect to a celebrity or someone at a larger scale. Ellen DeGeneres is a hero of mine, and at the end of every show, she says, "Be kind to one another." Her big thing is charity, and one of her charities is the Gentle Barn, for instance. So to connect Ellen to the cause, because she says be kind every day, we're going to make an Ellen collection. So they might be things Ellen says or things Ellen's audience says, and then those now will become one of the products online. And not only will Ellen promote it and be part of it, but we'll be spreading her message, and part of those proceeds on that specific charity jar could benefit her charity and connect her that way.
We're out of time. Thank you very much,
Thank
Sandra.
you very much.
If anyone knows Ellen, get in touch with Sandra.
You can pass me the menu back?
All right, we're going to get you your menu back. Okay. Next up, we have Zachary Schwartz. Zachary is with Fusion Cross Media.
Hello and thank you. My name is Zachary Schwartz, Creative Executive Officer and founder of Fusion Cross Media. My passion is solving business challenges and fusing together creativity, technology with results in improved efficiency, to improve efficiency through marketing automation. The restaurant industry has a challenge because most customer feedback programs use handwritten cards. They use websites printed on guest receipts, and they use emailed surveys. In fact, one of our clients who owns 7 Red Robin restaurants shared that their corporate program doesn't collect enough data to measure their performance. And it also takes too long for them to read and react to these surveys and respond. Plus, they're missing opportunities to improve poor guest experiences before they go viral on social media. We have the solution. It's called 5-Star Gem. It is a turnkey mobile guest experience management solution. 5-Star encourages guests to engage at any time during their dining experience. because the key to capturing honest feedback is in the moment. 5-star differs from what is currently available to restaurants because managers instantly receive guest feedback to their mobile devices, right on the floor. Now the restaurant has control and they have the power to change the outcome, whether it's good or bad. And management can take immediate action and provide a true 5-star experience. 5-star automatically sends offers relevant to the guest response. 5-star also connects to social media, so guests can voice their positive experience with friends, creating a community around the brand. We completed a proof of concept with Red Robin. We developed and produced marketing materials complete with unique QR codes at our printing facility. Before using 5-star, Red Robin's feedback program was used in 7 locations and averaged less than a 1% response in 30 days. After launching 5-star in only 3 locations, we generated a 4.5% response in 30 days and collected more relevant customer data than Red Robin could have ever hoped for. We are thankful to be here today and for this great opportunity to grow this service. We are seeking an equity partner with a market-related experience. We believe $150,000 will allow us to complete the software development to fully automate our web-based system, hire additional staff, and grow this opportunity. Are you ready to join 5-Star Gem? We will help thousands of restaurants improve each guest's dining experience, and by doing so, dramatically improve the repeat business. Let's start today. Thank you.
Go ahead, David.
So Zachary, I go to Red Robin and I have a terrible experience. What is keeping me from going to Yelp, which everybody in the world does, to your application?
That's a great question. What we're doing is we're encouraging by using tabletop point-of-purchase materials, such as a decal on a table, which is what we used at Red Robin, with a QR code on it, and or table tent, or it could be any kind of menu. The point is that we're suggesting to them that at any time during their meal, they engage with us. And by doing so, we're altering the flow of communication. We're taking the control, the restaurant's taking the control. Rather than Yelp having the control, rather than Foursquare having the control, we're empowering the restaurant to take control of that information. Did I answer your question?
You know, in high school, I worked for a restaurant, and it's an incredibly hectic environment. So I'm trying to think about who would actually be monitoring this, and if they're really going to have the resources to be able to monitor this system as well as deal with customers on the floor.
You know, that's a great question too. The fact of the matter is restaurant owners don't have a lot of time. They are deep in operations of the restaurant. The most important thing of a restaurant is quality, service, food, everything. If I'm sitting at a restaurant and I'm sitting there for 10 minutes and I haven't got my coffee yet, then I can instantly engage with the service, and then the management on the floor will know. So that manager is not sitting at his desk, that management is running around, and he gets his phone and it beeps. So whoever it is that does respond to it, there's some urgency. Or they might just be really happy, and the management can take pride in that. They can go over it and they can thank the customer for their business.
What prevents every restaurant from just printing a QR code and connecting it to a mobile survey tool?
That's a fantastic question too. QR codes, anyone can create a QR code. You're exactly right. The difference is that we've already built our system on a proprietary marketing automation platform that actually generates variable prints on the fly as well. So every time I generate a QR code, I actually generate that decal, and I don't know if I'm going above and beyond here, but I know the Hartford Business Journal will understand, imposed on the sheet ready for press. Logistically, we can send it anywhere in the country, but our competitive advantage is that we own a printing company. So the other thing that our system does is it aggregates data, much like your system, and it can segment data on the fly as well. And we're also connected to social media. So in one fell swoop, somebody can scan the QR code, they can let the management know that they had a poor experience, a notification goes to management, and then management is instantly alerted, and now they can respond before that person now leaves the restaurant and spreads hearsay to 5 people. That will multiply for every 5 people that talk about it. Before they go to Facebook and share a negative experience, they can actually diffuse that situation.
Is there an upsell component to this do you, when I say I'm ready for a refill on my coffee, do I get a message back that says, try the apple pie today, it's really good?
Well, what you're getting into now is, from a retention standpoint, I mean, there's lots of things we can do with this. QR codes are here now for the next 10 years.
Right.
Looking forward, I plan to connect near-field communications to this, because that's where everything's going, once everyone kind of agrees on a format. So, to answer your question, that is possible. We could use push notifications.
Okay. But your plan today is just a one-way from the diner feedback to the restaurant.
So my plan today, as my concept works, is that after somebody scans, management is automatically notified and they can react. An email is automatically sent to that guest, and it thanks them for dining with them. And included in that email is an offer, and that offer is directly relevant to the response that they had given. For example, at the Red Robin program, we asked if they were over the age of 21 and if they had children under the age of 12. We automatically sent the $3 coupon for off the burger. And in addition to that, we also sent an offer for a kids' sundae with the purchase of an adult meal, so we're pulling more people into the restaurant, as well as an offer for happy hour if they were over the age of 21.
Quick question on the social aspect. If I had a great experience and you want me to share the yum, but what if I had a lousy experience? I mean, my upsetness may diffuse later on by the time I get back to go to Yelp. But if I'm in the heat of the moment and I'm pissed off at you at your restaurant, do you really want me amplifying that and giving me a tool to amplify that in real time?
That's a great question. It's not possible. If you indicate a negative experience, you're not encouraged to share it on social media. It won't let you. Instead, an apology comes up. It's personalized right from the management. We use lookup tables and it's quite complex. And the management has the opportunity to react because you're in the restaurant. So that's why surveys that leave the restaurant don't work. They're out of sight, they're out of mind. I'm full, I've had my meal, I've drank some beer, and I'm not going to fill out a survey. But if you can catch me in the moment, you'll get very honest feedback.
All right, thank you, Zach.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Next up, our last presenter, his name is Fred Winter. He's with Nomad's Adventure Quest, which wins the coolest name award.
Hello, everybody. A few years ago, a family enterprise in South Windsor, Connecticut set out to do something for their community and created, using an existing vacant office building with an already existing IT infrastructure, what is now known as New England's largest indoor family fun and entertainment center. This is what they gave back to the community. Our facility features billiard tables, mechanical bowl, laser tag, indoor rock climbing wall, mini golf, teacups, bumper cars, 2 full-court gymnasiums, 2 banquet halls, and 2 cafes. 5 birthday party rooms, but birthday parties aren't all we do. Our picture here has a bunch of happy kids' faces, what I see every day when I go to work. Gets me going in the morning, makes some kids laugh. Adults as well. We also do corporate parties, team building, sports practices for the community, reunions, tag sales, safe project graduations for safe after prom and after graduation events. We also do blood drive, community fundraisers. In our gymnasium, we do large events, boxing, wrestling, grappling tournaments, taekwondo, and even now, adult swim and roller derby has made it their home base at our Nomads facility. A lot of customers feel safe in our facility. We use a plethora of technologies. Our surveillance system actually allows parents to feel safe when their kids come out to our facility, as well as state-of-the-art technology for all of our media systems, our new 25-foot projection screens for sporting tournaments. In the next building over in our industrial park, actually, we've taken over another vacant office building that wasn't really doing anything. It's helping the town now in taxpayer dollars. We've created Revolutions Bowling and Lounge, that's the shirt I'm wearing today. It's now Connecticut's second boutique bowling alley. You don't have to drive all the way to Foxwoods Casino. You can stay right here in the Hartford area and enjoy a nice luxury bowling experience. We hope to soon expand on more as we've been using our social media. A lot of customers entertained outside ideas and other expo halls since we've lost the other expo center in town. We hope to do an outside adventure park, a ropes course, zip lines, and a new expo hall, possibly a new nighttime entertainment facility. That's us in a nutshell.
Thank you. Any questions? Josh?
Good job, by the way.
Yeah.
So you're here obviously because you're hoping to grow and to continue to expand. If I gave you $5 million right now, what would you do with it?
Part of it would be to invest in our oldest building. It's the 7-year-old building, where we originally started in. But also, we engage in a lot of different technologies. Now we're up to 3 restaurants. We have our game floor, because we do have an arcade in the middle of the game floor. We like to expand some of the party rooms. A lot of the things we've been capturing back with our social media as far as our size. I mean, our biggest complaint right now is we're not big enough. We have a 65,000 square foot building and a 25,000 square foot building. We do have some space we can develop where it wouldn't be going above and beyond where we might collapse from expanding too fast, but it's just enough to meet the demand for the greater Hartford area. We just actually lost some kids recently in South Windsor. They just didn't have anything to do, 16 high school-year-olds, 16-year-olds in high school. They just had nothing to do at night. They're out driving around, gallivanting. They just need somewhere to go, somewhere to release their energy safely, drug-free environment, which is what we're trying to provide for them.
Is there, you mentioned the stores, adventure park kind of thing. Is there a corporate team building clientele for you someplace?
Yes, actually we have many companies, Travelers, Aetna, Cigna, a lot of the corporate facilities in our industrial area in South Windsor along Route 5, who all like to come down, almost some of them on a weekly basis, some of them on an annual basis, that come down and do team building with the bowling and the laser tag and our different attractions, including our gymnasium space. They all like to take advantage of our facility.
It sounds like a big portion of your demographic is you're shooting for teenagers. How do you keep this space cool if it's family friendly? Because those sometimes don't always go hand in hand.
And a lot of what's helped with that is the space. So we do have our areas which are kid friendly, and then we have our 2 bars which are separate from the kids' areas, which allow the parents, grandparents, and kids to come and have a good time, but also allows for adults to have their own area, which in our new building, the Revolutions building, can sit down and have separated from kids an experience just for the adults. Or if they have their reunion and it's a 50-year-old reunion, they don't want kids, or they want the kids, we now have options for everybody.
All right, I guess that's it for questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what's going to happen now is we're just going to, we're finishing up judging right now. We're going to tally all of the results, and right now we have about 10-15 minutes for general Q&A with our panelists. So this is the chance for you to ask a venture capitalist a question, CEO a question, journalist a question, sales director a question. Just by a show of hands, how many people here are entrepreneurs themselves? So about half. How many people here want to be entrepreneurs or aspirational entrepreneurs? A couple more. So we have a mic. Does anyone have a question right now? No, we have one.
Hi there. This is for Josh. So I would ask you, since you're looking at a bunch of emerging technology companies, what are you seeing out there right now that shocks you when you walk into a meeting and you say, wow, that's really impressive. That's kind of the future in a certain segment?
Well, we have an all digital strategy, so we only invest in software basically. So it could be social media, mobile apps, e-commerce, etc. So I'm not looking at biotech, and there's a lot of advances in many other areas that I don't see. But the things that I do see, I'm very excited about augmented reality, very excited about the intersection of sort of artificial intelligence combining with big data. So for example, right now you wake up every morning, you set your alarm at 6 in the morning or whatever. What if your alarm set itself based on a number of factors, like what's the traffic patterns, when's your first meeting, what's the weather like? And so as data emerges, our problem in the world isn't that we have too little information, it's we have too much information. So computer technology that's allowing people to make sense of it is exciting to me. I'll tell you though, just as an investor, far beyond the idea is the people. When we look at an investment, we kind of look at 3 categories: the team, the business itself, and then the market opportunity. By far, we outweigh the team. Because you can have a C-level idea with an A person and they'll make it happen. But if you flip that, if you have a C person with an A idea, it's not going to work. And so we really look at, and by the way, it's not only about the charisma of an entrepreneur, we look at how do they deal with adversity? Do they have a proven ability to execute, irrespective of how well they may carry a room? Are they coachable? So we look at some non-traditional attributes because we are able to link those patterns to a better outcome.
Okay, before we continue, I'm going to ask the judges to pass down their... So is there another question in the audience? Gentleman in the hat.
Thank you very much for this presentation. It's interesting. I have a question about the proper course I should take. I have customers that are saving 10 times what they pay us in product on a regular basis. I need marketing help to get the message out. New York City Transit has been using this for 10 years to save fuel, and I need help to get it out into the trucking industry, bus industry, and that sort of thing. I'm wondering if you can give me some ideas on what I should do.
What kind of business is it?
I have lubricants, basically, and fuel enhancers, combustion enhancers, and other things to increase oil life and so forth. But I have a testimonial letter from the transit, which nobody else has in this type of product, you know, and I just need to market this. It's proven that you can get $10 back for every dollar you spend with us, and I just do get the word out, basically.
Sounds like a David question.
Yeah, I can take that. So one of the new concepts in marketing today is the concept of inbound marketing, as opposed to kind of the traditional outbound marketing, which is direct mail, TV ads, radio ads, very expensive and easy for people to block. With inbound marketing, it's all about creating content on your website, creating content in a blog, creating content in social media. It's proven that the concepts of inbound marketing, the cost to acquire a customer is actually 60% less than traditional outbound marketing. So you sound like you have a great story with New York Transit. Interview them, get that content out on the web. And when you do that, don't talk about yourself, talk about the customer. Then also provide education on how this would benefit other companies. I think the biggest mistake marketers make when they're trying to adopt inbound marketing is they always talk about themselves. It's not about you, it's about the customer, it's about the beautiful industry that you're in, and you'll find that if you create that content online, you're gonna pull in a lot of industry buyers that are gonna be interested in what you guys are doing.
I have a comment for you also. Well, two things that are both radical. So take it if you want, or discard it if you want. One is, if you can prove a 10-to-1 ratio, what if you totally changed your pricing model altogether and you made a radical shift? In other words, you said, we'll give you the lubricant for free and we enjoy some of the cost savings. Perhaps if you did something so remarkable, the world would have to pay attention. The other thing in terms of social media, and excuse me if I'm going a little too far here, but you sell lubricant, right? So what if you did a really funny video with a play on the word lubricant? I mean, you got that deep booming voice and you got the cool hat, and I could just see this deadpan serious, hi, I do lubricant, and you could make it hilarious. A video like that goes viral, you have millions of customers around the world.
Also, I mean, I think you're looking for exposure. So maybe, Norm, if you could talk about, a lot of companies in this situation may turn to public relations and try to get a favorable story in the press. So Norm, how would you advise this gentleman to go about getting a story written about it?
Well, I think in this particular case, I think we may already have written your story, but let's talk about that after the show. Is your problem that you need marketing help or marketing dollars?
I know the market. I just need the dollars to finance the marketing. That's it.
Okay. So the question becomes, where do we get the dollars?
One other incidental thing is a friend of mine has a friend. His name's Toby Keith. He's going to be, I think, going to get his trucker following behind this in the next few months. So that will really help. We have unlimited production capabilities now through a third party that are making it. So it's pretty exciting. But just initially, I could use some dollars to get going.
Yeah, right here in Connecticut, we have a Fleet magazine, glossy, big, thick thing, comes out monthly. I can put you in contact with those people. You got a story to tell, they'd be happy to hear from you, I'm sure, and that's your market.
There are also a lot of vehicles in Connecticut. I don't know you or what you've explored, but Connecticut Innovations is here. There's the DECD. There are a lot of different ways you can get some capital for that sort of thing.
Yeah. Great. Let's open up to a few more questions.
I had a question for the panel about the importance of branding, and being that as part of the asset base for the entrepreneurial venture.
So I'll start there because we came into the space later than a real market leader, and brand was everything for us initially. We would really not have gotten market traction if we hadn't really focused on our brand, who we were. We looked at our competitors' website. We thought about who our market is, who buys our product, And then we really focused on being bold about our brand. We're very pink. We sell to women primarily. And you know, we had a lot of fun with that and didn't worry about looking like a software company because we felt our market didn't respond so well to that. So we don't sell to technology buyers, we sell to users of our product. So I think brand is huge, and I think if you do it right, it can have enormous impact.
The other thing about brand is making sure that it's distinctive. I see so many entrepreneurial pitches, and you can confuse them with their competitive set. So if you're going to think about brand, it's not only the color palette and the logo that you choose, it's the entire message and how you portray what you are and who you are. And so to me, the biggest insult in business is being confused with somebody else. So just making sure that whatever you launch, be bold, be distinctive, and make sure that you're standing out from the herd.
Any other questions?
So I own a consultancy called Expense Consulting, and we go into businesses ranging from 20 million to $500 million a year in revenue, look at all of their expenses, show them different ways of saving money, renegotiate contracts, manage the RFP, RFQ process. My question is we've hit somewhat of a roadblock in predominantly 4 years ago when we started this. We're now a team of 8. A lot of it was networking. A lot of it was word of mouth type of things. And now we're getting to the point where we're targeting larger clients, 300 million and above. That's really where we'd like to be. And we're hitting a roadblock in the pitch to the CEOs and CFOs. We can't really go to the director of purchasing or procurement because they feel threatened by us. We don't want to be threatening. Sure, they do a great job. We have a lot of data from for dozens of our clients, different pricing points and that type of thing. We like to think that we are better negotiators than most. So we're having an issue with not necessarily our credibility, but the believability that we actually practice what we preach. And we are purely a contingency-based organization, so if we save them $1, we make a percentage. If we don't have in-house expertise, we outsource that, bring it in, we fully manage the people and what have you. So by targeting these larger organizations, do you see us possibly overcoming some of the obstacles or skepticism? Excuse me, that's not even a word. Skepticism, thank you.
Yeah, I can answer that. So what's very interesting is just, again, this kind of shift in marketing today where customers just have complete control. They can go online, they can do research. Forrester did a study recently, is like 54% of B2B decisions are actually made before they talk to a sales rep. So in regard to getting in front of C-level executives, you mentioned that you guys drink your own champagne. Create content on your website. Provide education on how you drink your own champagne, how you do these capabilities, and help other businesses cut costs and be more productive. You put that content out because the customer is in complete control. They're going to find that content on search engines, on social media.
Through case studies and what have you?
Case studies, top 5 tips on how to cut costs in the RFP process. You guys are the experts in this space. Now you need to notify the market. And what's great about the internet is it doesn't cost anything other than time to put this content out there. So you do have to do some writing, but you've got to start thinking about turning your website into almost like a hub as the thought leader for cutting cost consulting or expense management consulting. You want to think of yourselves as we're the leader in the space, and how do we get people into our website? Because so many executives are consuming information online, you want to now make sure that that information is on your website. So reach that audience. I would create a lot of content on the website on what you guys have done successfully.
And we've tried to do that, and I think that our website does have quite a bit of content on it. I think for us, the hardest part is really the call to action from a marketing standpoint. in that everybody wants money, right? And with our model, it's completely risk-free type of opportunity. We just finished up one of the largest automobile dealerships in the state, and they were doing an amazing job. We went back to them. We looked at over probably about $1 million of their spend. We went back to them and said, you know, here's $70,000. To us, that's horrific. Our average savings is 30% on categories that we analyze. So, you know, but again, the action is, how do we bring those people in?
Yeah, well,
you know, we have a board of advisors, and we've always spoken about possibly going and being a speaker at a conference and that kind of thing to develop the intrigue and the level of expertise and that kind of thing.
I think one quick comment. If you're going after CEOs, some CEOs are worried about cost control for sure, but more CEOs are concerned about growth. It's like a different part of your brain. Right. So rather than going in saying, I'm going to save money on staples or whatever, if you go in and say, I'm going to help you drive your business, I'm going to take excess costs so you can put it back into the system and grow your company. So I'd position you as enabling pocket fuel for them to grow the company, not just so you can save money on office supplies. That's going to get a CEO excited. Much cost savings is use it as a weapon for growth.
And I would say one other thing, and that is, it sounds to me like the best thing you have to leverage is your customers. And instead of you sitting on a panel, I would get your customers to speak on your behalf and talk about how you help them succeed. So, you know, it sounds like that's where you're going to get the best, you know, the best bang for your buck.
I'm seeing a lot of people nod their head at that comment.
One other thing I just want to add, you mentioned call to action. I'd say about 80% of the websites today, their call to action is contact us. The conversion rate on a contact us call to action is not even half of 0.0%, 0.01%. So you got to have something more creative, something more valuable. Maybe it's download an ebook, download a case study, free consultation, something that will start generating leads with your website.
I think we have time for one more quick question, if anyone has it. We have one more. Yeah.
I was intrigued with your question about scalability. This dilemma of being a small business. In fact, I find that in small business, but sometimes they are small geographically, revenue. At what point should an entrepreneur be thinking about scalability, and how do you make that a realistic strategy? That's to you, Josh.
Well, for me, I think the time to start thinking about scalability is before you start the business. You know, and so I. First of all, you got to map the company's growth to your own personal goals. So if your goal, I don't know what your business is, but if your goal was to have a local small restaurant and care for my customers, great. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a lifestyle business. But if your goal is to do something big and to create, you know, a public company or you know, create some real scale, I think you can never start thinking about it too early. And what I think you want to do is take a look at ways that you can create leverage and amplify what you're doing. And so are there ways to automate it? Are there ways to take, if you have content, can you syndicate it? And so for each dollar that you sell, is there a way to increase your margin and increase your impact? And it's not an easy question. Obviously, there's capital constraints and all that. But to me, the earlier you get involved in the scalability discussion, the better.
All right. I think we have a winner that's been chosen. So I'm going to bring up Roger. So just to recap, while Roger's coming up, we had Meeting King, which is going to solve logistics of meetings and make them more pleasurable and not so horrible all the time. We have Great Blue Research, which is solving a logistical challenge for tournaments where we get real-time information. Say It Forward, which is becoming the next life is good type of business, spreading positive messages. Fusion Cross Media, which has a really neat concept for real-time restaurant interactivity. And Nomad Adventure Quest, a space that's being used apparently for lots of fun activities, for bowling, restaurants, for general activities. So, Roger?
Okay, thank you, Eric. Is everybody ready for an announcement of a winner? Yeah? Okay, we're going to need some drum roll first. So before I announce the winner, I do want to congratulate all the presenters. I think you all did a fantastic job. Your stories are very inspiring, very interesting, and you clearly all have passion for your business, which I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I'd also like to thank the panelists. Your questions were very thought-provoking, and I thought you brought a great deal of expertise to the discussion, so thank you. I appreciate it. And then I'd also like to thank Inc. Magazine and HBJ for helping us put this event together. I think it was very worthwhile, very interesting, and quite frankly, a lot of fun. Entrepreneurship, to me, is one of the most fascinating things in the business world. And without further ado, the winner is Fusion Cross Media. Congratulations. Good job, Zach.